The most wholesome thing I ever saw in prison. You expect danger in prison. You expect fear, but the most wholesome thing I ever saw came from the last man I expected. When I first got locked up, I didn't think anything good existed behind those walls. Everything felt tense, like the whole place was holding its breath. But there was this older guy we all called Pops. Quiet, slow, worn out, the kind of man who looked like life had hit him too many times, and then kicked him while he was down. He kept to himself, never caused trouble, never raised his voice. No one really knew his story, but everyone respected him. The new kid. One day, a new inmate arrives. A kid, and I mean kid, couldn't have been more than 19. Eyes wide, hands shaking, the kind of person prison would swallow whole. At dinner, he didn't touch his food. During count, he curled onto his bunk, silently crying. No sobbing, no noise, just shoulders shaking in the dark. We all saw it. We all pretended we didn't. Because in prison, minding your business is survival. Except Pops. The moment, Pops walks over to this kid, slow, calm, like he's approaching a scared animal. He kneels beside the bunk and whispers, "Son, you're not alone here." The kid tries to wipe his tears, but he's trembling too hard. Pops doesn't push him. He doesn't ask questions. He just sits with him. 10 minutes, 20, half an hour. Then Pops reaches into his pocket and pulls out this tiny folded paper flower. Perfect little petals, made from a torn piece of commissary packaging. He hands it to the kid and says, "When life puts you somewhere dark, you learn to bloom anyway." And the whole cell block, the loudest, roughest place I've ever lived, goes completely silent. The change. The next morning, the kid ate breakfast. The day after that, he actually talked to someone. Day by day, he got steadier, stronger, more like someone who believed he might survive the place. And every night, Pops taught him how to fold a new flower. By the time the kid was released, he had a box full of them. Little paper reminders that the world wasn't as cruel as the walls around him. Ending. When the kid walked out on early release, Pops sat on his bunk, smiled softly, and said, "That boy's gonna make it." And for the first time in a long time, I believed someone, out of everything I saw in prison, the fights, the fear, the chaos. That moment between a broken old man and a terrified young kid was the most human, the most gentle, and the most wholesome thing I have ever witnessed. Sometimes the hardest places hide the kindest souls.